And good evening, everybody, and welcome once again to Benedictine University Athletics. I'm Mark Vasco, and tonight we do have men's soccer here this evening at the Sports Complex as we look at that beautiful sunset here in Lisle across the way from the Sports Complex on a gorgeous night, 65 degrees. Can't ask for much better than that. Some puffy clouds overhead, as you can see, but just a gorgeous night to play as the weather has finally broken. That crazy string of 90-degree weather we had for a week straight. Just in the 70s today, now 60s right here. So perfect weather for soccer, and should be a great game here tonight in Division III. Two stalwarts. You've got top-ranked in the nation, Chicago, and your Benue Eagles that came into this season, preseason, ranked 16th in the country. 8-0 for the Maroons, 6-3 for Benue. Let's join the introduction of the lineups, the anthem, and we'll get things going.
Now, let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the visitors. Number 3, Sam Droblos. Number 6, Nico Capitosto. Number 8, Andre Abidan. Number 9, Max Lopez. Number 10, Matthew Coe. Number 12, Josh Schofield. Number 14, Nate Johnson. Number 17, Dio Adeosun. Number 27, Cardo Romeo. Number 30, Scott Litch. And the goalkeeper, number 1, Hill Bonin. And now, let's hear it for your Benedictine University Eagles. Number 2, Benny Mossy. Number 4, Hugo Gomez. Number 6, Drew Schmucker. Number 7, Nick Capitanos. Number 8, Yair Ortega. Number 13, Francisco Delgado. Number 17, Lucas Sulka. Number 18, Eric Stammer. Number 19, Santiago Beltran. Number 23, Alexis Gutierrez. And the goalkeeper, number 1, Antonio Martipolo. The Eagles are led by head coach Attila Schmidt and assisted by E.J. Kern, Derek Murphy, and Cesar Valdez. We now ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, so set to go. Maroons in the white, Benue in the black and red. And again, I'm Mark Vasco. Glad to be here for this one. Big game here, non-conference though, but Maroons number 1 in the nation, undefeated. They were a preseason number 9 when Benue was a preseason number 16. Of course, we were involved at U of C for the Sweet 16 last year, but we did not face each other. But Benue with 3 losses, but the last one at Concordia, Wisconsin on the 23rd, 1-0 in overtime. We've also, had a 3-0 loss to North Park and a 3-1 loss to North Central. See what happens here today, but this is a very high-powered team, the Maroons. They're number 1 for a reason. In their 8-0 record, they've allowed 4 goals total, and they've had some lopsided victories. Max Lopez himself has 10 goals, but they have beaten Knox 4-0, beat St. Norbert 7-1, beat Aurora 6-0, so it tells you that we could be in for an interesting night here tonight if the defense doesn't come ready to play. Now, we have an outstanding keeper in Antonio Martipolo, but something tells me that, yes, he will be tested here this evening. Our Benue women's team is at North Central College tonight. We'll keep you up to date on that one as we go this evening as well. They're scoreless and just getting started in their game. So here we go. So yes, they have, Lopez with 10 goals, 3 assists already. So when we have one of the best offensive players in the nation, at Nick Capitano's with his 5 goals, 7 assists, and 17 points, they have one just as talented. So we should see some very good soccer here tonight, and we are indeed underway. Benue with it, and Sulka, and then go off of him. Maroons trying to get something started. Number 10 is Matthew Coe. Rolls it in. And that one will just be a little harmless bounce in towards the keeper. Lopez, by the way, wears number 9. So we'll watch out for him throughout the course of the day. But he is not the only offensive player that they have. That'll come near side, and Silka will let that one go. Benue in the midst of that long stretch here at home. And we started out with 4 of the first 5 on the road, but we're in the midst now of that 6 out of 7 here at home. We're home on Saturday against Edgewood, men's women's doubleheader on Saturday, which we'll bring your way as well. Long one from distance off the left foot will go wide, and it'll be a goal kick for the Maroons. Was off of Francisco Delgado, I believe. Or no, Santi Beltran had that one. That was Santi Beltran, the senior from Riverside Brookfield. Just a light breeze, about 10 miles an hour from the north. Shouldn't really affect much of anything. And again, finally a beautiful night. And fall has finally arrived. That'll be launched from Delgado. Now Capitanos up top. Stammer battles for it now and goes down in a tumble, and he'll be fouled, and we'll have the free kick just in front of the bench area. So launch that in from the 35-yard line or from 45 yards out. Therefore, you're on the artificial surface here tonight. And that one right in front, knocked around and in. And Benedictine gets on the board. Eagles take an early 1-0 lead.
Goal.
Well, I'll be honest, in all of that scramble, I did not see who put it in. And obviously our main press box area didn't see it either because nobody is giving it at the press box. So I think we're going to have to wait from the scorers table to get the official word on who tallied that for Benue, but an early 1-0 lead against the number 1 team in the nation. So the scramble in front of the net, Eagles able to keep it alive and eventually put it home. So Benue strikes first. Yeah, Eagles did drop out of the top 25 with a few losses, but No question when the majority of that, almost everybody back from yet last year's Sweet 16 team. I think the Maroons knew they were going to be in for a battle tonight. And Eagles do indeed strike first.
Benedictine goal by number 4, Hugo Gomez.
So Gomez gets credit for that. The senior from Lincoln Park High in Chicago. So Gomez, one able to stick with it and knock it home. Sulka on the near touchline, and a beautiful sliding tackle to knock it away. From U of C's Scott Lick, the freshman from Jonesboro, Tennessee. So an Eagle throw in here. That'll be Stammer. Headed down. Maroons trying for the counter. Nice job to come up and disrupt that for Benyu. And a couple different times disrupted there up top. Good start there defensively for Alexis Gutierrez, who did that out of Curie High in Chicago. Capitanos was on the chase, but knocked to the side, although kept in play. Headed beautifully back towards midfield. So nice job by the Maroons there, but Eagles get to it anyway. Keep it in for Capitanos to maybe get there. Nope, cannot from Stammer. But right back out again. Yeah, tough loss for Benyu in that last one against Concordia, Wisconsin in the opening minute of overtime for the only goal of the match on the road in conference play. Gutierrez had that one blocked as he tried to hit it deep. And eventually Benedictine there and Drew Schmucker. And eventually there, that was Beltran who hit it to the high side. But now Maroons end up with it. Well challenged there by Benedictine. Capitanos. He'll win that race. He wins most of them. Yes, well, he got challenged from the side in a bump, and it goes out, and Benyu will have it. And Eagles will have the throw in. It's a pretty good play there on the defensive side. So trying to look at the number on the back. I believe that was number 3 from the Maroons. Yeah, that's Drablos. Sophomore from Austin, Texas. Headed down there. Schmucker. Battles. 10 there is Coe from the Maroons. And sliding play by Delgado, number 13. Now Coe gets it back. And here they go, the chance in the box. And they're going to say offsides, however. So goal kick here for Benedictine with the early 1-0 lead and a long, long way to go. We're just inside 39 minutes to go here in half number 1. So Benyu gets the first goal of the match literally in the 3rd minute from Hugo Gomez. They gave Delgado the assist on that play. And that's scramble in front of the net. Sulka with a nice move, but again, a nice little sliding tackle. That's 2 already for Lick. Stammer will throw it in, but does give their defense a chance to set up now. Sulka has room, goes middle, but it goes behind Capitanos. And goes out for the goal kick. Capitanos are returning All-American. Best scoring year in school history last year with 27 goals, 3rd most in all of D3 a year ago. 61 points, was 2nd in all of D3. Our league's offensive player of the year. 1st team All-Region, 2nd team All-American. Capitanos back for his senior season. Sulka with a nice battle there. Good early start as he took it away from Coe. Back Sulka. But Maroons end up with it. Come down the middle, and a beautiful play by Ben Hughes. Yair Ortega, number 8, to disrupt that. But they still get it back with a chance in the box. Now from the 18, challenge there, and they're going to blow the whistle. Now, it seemed to me that the Maroons player was already on the ground before any contact was made, but they're going to give him a free kick just outside the 18 here. I don't know about that one. It's one of those I wish our guys from Sunrise were here to give us the replay. I would have loved to have seen that again. It went over the wall, but up and over everything, and we'll get the goal kick anyway. But thankfully, it was just outside the 18, so it wasn't a PK, just a free kick from just outside the top of the box. So we could actually set up a wall anyway, but still, Maroons are denied. And Marty Polo to kick it away. So that was 17 for UFC. That was Adeyasun with that free kick that went up and over. He finally turned around with his back to us so I could see his number, because the number on the front is way too small to see from up here. Roll it back here to Drablos, Austin, Texas. So, yeah, their soccer program is pretty good so far. Between the men and the women, they're a combined 17-0. That'll work. Launch that. Coe trying to get room for a cross. Oh, and he does beautifully, but headed out of there by Benedictine. That was Gutierrez again, I believe. Well, that was actually Delgado, the senior from East High and Aurora. Saw the 3, but it was 13, not 23. Well, but as we said, it's nice to score first if you're Ben U, but you know the Maroons can put it on in a hurry. Nice job to just sort of guard that one as it goes out for a goal kick, as they can tally very quickly. Speaking of which, North Central has scored first against our women tonight. Lexi Demovsky has scored. That was off of a corner, it appeared. So they tally first against Ben U in Naperville tonight. Schmucker, nice job just to save the corner kick, and they get a throw in. They try to do it in a hurry, set something up, but that was a bit too quickly maybe, because it went behind Adeyasun and ends up as a Benedictine goal kick again. So 33 minutes to go in the first half. Of course, Chicago was a shocker to be knocked out early in that postseason tournament at UFC last year. That's why we didn't face them. And then, of course, we lost in that double overtime heartbreaker to St. Thomas. But getting to see each other here in a regular season battle. And that just rolled back to the keeper, Bonin, who launched it to the 50. And a little too much on that, so Eagles end up with it in Sulca now. And we'll throw it in. So Bonin has played all but about 32 minutes of this season. He's got almost 690 minutes. Only a backup with about 32 minutes. In those 8 games, 4 goals against. His goals against average .52 and the save percentage 81% for Hill Bonin so far. Yeah, that'll win you. That'll win you a few, no matter how much offense your team provides, and it provides a lot. Chance here. Good job to shadow their leading scorer there by Benny Massey of Benue. And that goes to him, but boy, he headed it back middle, ended up back on Max Lopez's foot, but he hits it wide. And they're going to say last touched, though, by Benue. So there's going to be a corner kick here from the near side. Antonio Martipolo, he's also played all but about a half an hour. 790 minutes or so for him. Goals against of 1.25. Save percentage of 76.1. Launched in here by Capitosto. Headed out. Headed back in again. And the headers continue by Gutierrez. But back to the 50. So Eagles can breathe a bit there, especially because that's knocked out. It'll be Eagle throw in. A nice job there by Benedictine. So Maroons get it right back, though. And come near side here to Lick. Coe. Lopez tried to save it. Matter of fact, they went off of Massey, so Maroons get it back. Massey, sophomore from Rolling Meadows High. And Stammer had that deflected and out. And then Stammer got knocked down from behind by Drablos. Drew Schmucker there, senior from DeSoto, Kansas. Matter of fact, he'll give way now to Delgado and the former East Aurora Tomcat. Headed back out again. I think that was Lick again. He's been busy. Trying to get something going. Move down the field in a hurry. Adeosun. Launch it there, and they're still going to raise the flag. So offsides and back the other way. So Maroons have had a couple of chances in the box, but the flag has come up. And Hugo Gomez in a scramble in front of the net. Tallied in the 3rd minute for Benedictine for the lone early goal. Well, that one flicked by Sulka. No chance for him before Bonin can get it. Gutierrez challenged there. Capitanos had to go by him. So Nick on the defensive this time. Oh, able to win that nicely and then launch it deep. Beautiful play by Capitanos all the way to midfield where Stammer is. Lick to Coe, back to Lick again. Oh, nice job to come up there by Yair Ortega. Chipped up top, but it goes behind, and that'll roll out. Couldn't quite connect there to Carter Romero, freshman from Austin, Texas. Eagles get it back. Now Maroons. Lick here on the near side. As they take their time and set it up. Now come to the high side again. Again, at least a 25-degree difference between this match and our last couple of home matches where it's been in the 90s. That one, trouble in front of the net. Oh, wow. Great play by Antonio Martipolo. The defender hits it to try to clear it. It wasn't so much a shot as Odeason deflected it back towards the net. And it ended up having to be the save. Whew. Scary there. Gutierrez puts it up in the air. Sulka tried to get that to Capitanos, didn't get through. Got a long, long way to go against a very powerful and potent offensive squad. But a nice start by the Eagles. And if they could take care of business tonight, boy, that would be a huge in-region win. Of course, the regional rankings, we're 5th right now with UFC 1. And maybe even get some consideration again in the national poll if you can beat the #1 team here tonight. But again, that's easier said than done, and we still have 24 and a half minutes to go in half #1. So still 1-0 North Central over our women's team. Oh, play in the box there. That was Lopez, and then Lopez kicking and kicking at the end there, and he kicked an Eagle in the shins who's down. Wow, let's not have a scrum, shall we? Boy. Lopez couldn't get up, and then because he was trapped in a tangle of legs, it looked like to me from up here like he started to kick his way out. That's 4 for Benyu Gomez, the senior from Lincoln Park High in Chicago, who has our tally tonight. Now, he's got them both together, the official. Is he going to give some cards here? Or is he just going to give him a scolding? Well, apparently it's no cards awarded. But Benyu possession on the foul. And a whistle there. And Gutierrez will tee it up just shy of the 45-yard line. Senior from Curie High School in Chicago. My wife's high school. Lob that in, headed right back out. Got that on the foot of Odeason. Sophomore from New York, New York. And chance here, although Gomez will slide nicely and get ball to where there wasn't a foul call because he's the one who got the ball, even though maybe eventually got the man. But that stopped that charge in a hurry as Gomez came over. And headed there by Masi, but it's still at the 18. Lopez gave it up a Deason. Cannot thread the needle, and Gomez knocks it away again. Oh, Gutierrez with a nice play once again. But the defense rising to the occasion here early on. .22.5 minutes for half number one. Deason trying to control, does a nice job. Lopez working his way through beautifully, but eventually, again, the back line takes care of it. And Delgado launched it deep. So well played by Benyu again. Again, Lopez, a junior from Tulsa, Oklahoma. With, again, an astonishing 10 goals already. That's pretty astonishing. Capitano's there defensively. And into the box, towards the net, and it just goes wide. Well, diving just in case, Antonio Martipolo, but he'll still get the goal kick. But pretty good effort there once again by the Maroons, but just missed the target beyond the far post. So we've got Capitanos, the second team All-American from last year. You've got Lopez, a first team All-American from last year. As he had 53 points. He had 13 goals, 12 assists last season, 53 points in his career. But again, 10 already here. So yeah, two of the better offensive players in the nation featured here tonight. But so far, the lone goals from
now subbing in for
Hugo
Benedictine,
Gomez.
Number 31, Hayden Van Son.
I think they're going to call that a handball. An inadvertent contact there. That was from Hayden Van Son. He had literally just come off the bench, the freshman from Great Falls, Montana for Benyu. So they'll launch this from the 40, which is 50 yards out. Chip it in. Martipolo will come up and make the grab. Now in our conference, Dominicans 3-0, Concordia, Wisconsin 2-0, Eagles, Edgewood, MSOE, Wisconsin Lutheran, Rockford, Concordia, Chicago, all those teams are 1-1. So the match Saturday against Edgewood, very important for Benedictine. Overall, Dominican 7-2. Edgewood 6-2 overall, so it's not going to be an easy one. Of course, Eagles trying to go 7-3 if they can pull off this one. Good battle there. Gutierrez got a good piece of it with the head. Odeason deflected around off of Schmucker at the 18 and then launched up and over everything there by Abedian, the senior from Columbus, Indiana. Chance here, Capitanos hasn't really had the ball on his foot for much here tonight at all so far. Chance here, Sulka launches it. Oh, just wide of the near post. Good effort by Sulka. And one of the great new additions to this team this season. He's been very impressive so far and just missed the near post there. 17 minutes for the half, 1-0 Eagles. Our women still down 1-0. They've got about 15 minutes to go in their half against North Central. Launched deep. Headed towards the middle. And good play to get that to Sulka, so it couldn't be knocked right back into the box again. Sulka again. Couldn't quite match that to Van Son. Here near side to Drablos. And Scott Lick, L-I-C-H. Lopez. Up and over. Eventually picked up by Romero. Lopez. Oh, nice little chip there to Odeason. Used his back heel to try to set himself up, but couldn't. Then from distance, that thing hit the post. Oh, my goodness. Woo! The crossbar for Abedian. And eventually Antonio Martipolo swallows it up. So scary moment there for Benedictine. Boy, it hit the crossbar so hard, and it was the soccer crossbar, not the football crossbar, that you could see the netting ripple. And for a second, I was like, did that get in and go under the crossbar? But it didn't. And now a foul there. Van Son called for it. Schmucker over his head. Coe with it. Oh, good play there to get it middle. But Eagles respond nicely, and Gomez continues to have a great first half, and he'll hit that one again, Gomez. So Gomez today, he has the lone goal, and he has a couple of great defensive plays as well in half number one. (14-14) for the half. Lopez rolled it back. Abedian. Now looking for the cross. We deflect it nicely. Maroons still have it, though. Lick from way downtown launches it. No trouble there. Gomez again on the defense, and that one. Antonio Martipolo got a piece of it, but that's going to go in for the Maroons. Well, they had put some serious pressure on for a while. And it pays off as they tie it up. Well, again, I'm going to have to wait for the scorer's table to relay that up top to see who got that.
Chicago goal by number 27, Carter Romero.
So Romero ends up getting it, the freshman from Texas. And 1-1. So in the 32nd minute, unassisted, Carter Romero. So 1-1 here. Although no question that the Maroons have had the majority of the opportunities. The shots right now is 8-3 Maroons. Fouls are 4 apiece. No cards yet, but it's been pretty physical, as you would expect, but 2 elite teams. Although shots on goal are actually just 1-1, but overall shots 8-3 Maroons. So the only actual shots on goal for either side have gone in. Chested down there. And again, and now Sulka. Launched down there, but Maroons get in the way. And they're going to say handball on Schmucker, I believe. As he kind of rolled up his arm. And Bolo had to grab that one out of the air. In this beautiful setting with the trees behind here at the Sports Complex in Lisle. On this artificial surface, launched out. And an Eagle throw in here on the near side. It's Beltran. Although a couple of subs.
Now subbing in for Benedictine, number 10, Alex Unzueta, number 11, Larry Meehan, and number 16, Ron Smith.
So 3 subs, including Ron Smith, the sophomore from Hillcrest. Alex Unzueta, Larry Meehan. Bedian rolls it up top. But Eagles end up with it, and a chance here in the middle of the field. Trying to get that flick to Capitanos. Still live. But they can't quite get there. But Eagles will throw it in again. Schmucker to do it. To Nick. Capitanos. 2 men on him pretty much everywhere he goes, and couldn't get through that. Lopez. Adeason with a little spin move. We got a piece of the ball, which is why, again, no whistle there. Although Adeason went down. Benyu with it. Bring it middle. Oh, and Sulka had just pulled up when the shot or the ball went his way, and no chance for him to go get it then.
Now subbing for Chicago, number 21, Bryce Millington, and number 16, Panos Vulgaris.
So inside, 10 minutes to go in the half. Got a couple of soccer balls on the playing field right now. Let's get rid of one and get one to the keeper and get going. There we go. Drablos. Just rolls it back to Bonin. from Lone Tree, Colorado, Bonin, the senior. Obviously, U of C with their academic reputation, getting players from all over the country. And again, the flag will go up and the offsides is called. I mean, we do have Andre Pereira from Brazil, and Martí Polo himself is from Spain. And we've got Indiana and Hayden Van Sons from Great Falls, Montana. But other than that, and there's one Valparaiso, Indiana. I mean, it's 90% Illinois on our roster. You can't say that about Chicago. Well, Smith goes to help out there. Now they go to the high side. And Maroons will restart here. Good challenge by Gutierrez to Smith, who heads it down. Of course, we used to have, it was Alderaan Smith on our roster, and they said he'd like to be called Ron, to the point now where our roster just has Ron Smith, doesn't even have Alderaan anymore. For our sophomore from Hillcrest. Middle here to Abedian. Oh, nice job. Oh, it went by Gutierrez. So trouble here, and it does create a corner kick for the Maroons. Let's see what they do on this set piece. Attila Schmidt, our coach, second year at the helm. They've got Mike Bapst in charge of the Maroons. So comes in from the top corner here. Wrap around, right in front of the net, but it squirts on by. So Benyu will get the goal kick. No one could really get the foot on it because it got too low really for a header.
Brian Munoz and number 35, Antonio Stanislaw.
Couple more subs for the Eagles. Antonio Stanislaw is in, a junior from Bartlett High School. As important as this is in a sense for Benyu to take on the #1 team in the country and do well, it's still non-conference. And you still want to get people experience and things, so a lot of subs here early. Smith to track it down. Contains along the high touch line nicely. Launched middle towards Capitanos. Solka trying to get it right back to Nick. Could not. Headed back down middle of the field, and Eagles will keep it again. So 35 there with it. This is Stanislaw. Capitanos heads it to Solka. Oh, he was measuring it. Now he does, but misses the near post. And he was going to try to take the shot at second earlier. Couldn't. When he could finally get a beat on it, it went wide. Coming up on 5 minutes to go here in half number 1. Yeah, on their roster, New York, Michigan, Colorado, Texas, Ohio, Indiana, Oklahoma, California, Florida, New Jersey, Alabama, it's Tennessee. If you look, I'm not even sure I see more than 2 Illinois on their whole team. There's 2 Illinoisans on their men's soccer team. Good hustle by Masi to close down there. Get it back middle of the field, Capitanos, who tried to get it through to Smith but could not. Well, that'd be a nice counter, but Maroons again. Coe. Near side, Lick. And eventually Massey launches it deep. It stays in. Got a nice little spin on it. Coe now. Cut off again by Massey. Delgado. Well, nobody in the middle there. Although Smith ends up with it. Well, they say play on. Oh, and then Capitanos couldn't quite catch up to it. They launch it wide. He'll throw it in. Well, nice job by Smith just to stick with it there. Matter of fact, when he went to the ground, I thought he might have actually touched it with his hand, but they let us play on.
Now subbing in for Benedictine, number 29, George Soypen. Subbing in for Concordia, number 7, Tommy Tenuta.
So George Soypan is in for us, the freshman from Palatine. 3:15 for the half. Couldn't get a shot on it there, so it's launched out. And Maroons for throw-in. Good play to come up, disrupt there by Munoz. Smith. Well, too many white jerseys there for Benedictine. And eventually now Maroons at number 7, Tommy Tenuta, sophomore from Sylvan Lake, Michigan. Now Abedian. Coming up on 2 minutes to play in the half. Now, a lot of contact there and eventually the whistle. That might be the foul on Ron Smith there. And they'll get a free kick just outside the box. They're on the high side. I think that's Capitasto to take it, the junior from Holland, Michigan. Well played in the box there, but another nice play by Benedictine. And Silka tried to get there. Before he did, they blow the whistle. And Maroons will launch it in with now 1 minute to go in the half.
1 minute remaining.
Adeason. Too low, so the defense got in the way, but they keep it alive and headed towards the net, as a matter of fact. But they blow the whistle and say no, and we'll get a goal kick. Now that was Drablos, but I think they called him for pushing off to get his head on it, which is why the Eagles get it back. That'll come out near side. Eagles with 17 seconds, though.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now no chance for the Eagles to get a throw in there before the buzzer, so there you go, halftime, and a heck of a first half it was.
And that's the half. The score, Chicago 1, your Eagles 1.
Well, Ben, you scored in the 3rd minute. Hugo Gomez from Delgado and that scrum in front of the net. And then in the 32nd minutes, Carter Romero unassisted for the Maroons to tie it up. So, a preseason number 16, Ben U. Preseason number 9, current number 1, Chicago, in a 1-1 halftime tie. Now, the women's game at North Central, that has gone to halftime. That is still 1-0 North Central. So, boy, that would be huge for Benedictine if they can come back and tie that one up there on the road. See if they can get that done. And since I'm a Cub fan, I just checked, and the Cubs lead the Cardinals 5-1 in the 7th, so that's important as this is the clinching night. So if the Cubs can get the W, they will have won the division. So good to see that. Again, I'm Mark Fasco. I'll be here not just tonight again, but again for the Saturday soccer doubleheader as well. Football on the road this weekend. Of course, they had a bye week last week. So soccer continues to take center stage. We'll have men's soccer versus Lake Forest at 1. Oh, excuse me. It'll actually be Edgewood at 4 o'clock for the men. That's right, it's a 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock doubleheader on Saturday. Looking at the wrong date from a couple weeks ago. So men's soccer versus Edgewood at 4. The women take on Edgewood at 7. That's coming up this weekend. We'll have both of those for you right here again on the website. A couple other things before we step aside for a break. I mentioned one of our main sponsors, Glenmark Foods, Chicago's hometown burger. A proud part of Chicago and a proud partner of Benedictine Athletics, founded and made in Chicago for more than 40 years. Glenmark burgers of the highest quality, the 100% beef burgers, go from your freezer to table in under 10 minutes. So look for Glenmark burgers at your local retailers of Jewel, Tony's, Ultra, Fairplay, Waltz, Walmart, Target. Glenmark, Chicago's hometown burger and the Benedictine Red Zone burger of choice. Don't forget that homecoming is October the 7th. You mentioned football, on the road. Football's on the road for a month. The season opener was at home. And then a couple of road games, a bye week, and then you're not home again until October the 7th for football. And that is homecoming. So the second home football game, October the 7th, is homecoming. And it all starts at 9:30 in the morning on the 7th of October with a baseball versus alumni softball alumni game. And then at 10:30, an all-sports reunion in the athletics tent in the Rice Center parking lot. So if you're a former athlete, coming out to the tent starting at 10:30 for a meet and greet. At noon, women's volleyball takes on Wisconsin Lutheran in the Rice Center. At 1 is the football game against Concordia, Wisconsin. And then at 5:30, we'll have women's soccer taking on Lakeland. So a long, long day of action here the sports complex on homecoming October the 7th. And the Benedictine Athletic Fund, the best way to impact our more than 500 student athletes, 19 different athletic programs, contributions to the Athletic Fund directly support our student athletes, provides them with the necessary resources, and serves as the official avenue for individuals the fund does who want to support Benedictine Athletics through a monetary gift. So anything large or small would be appreciated. I mean, there's always travel expenses and uniform expenses, all sorts of different operational expenses. And if you'd like to help our teams out, any donation, large or small, would be appreciated. You can get a hold of our Jessica Jelinek to contribute. 630-829. 6143 is her number, or the email address, jjelinek, jjelinek at ben.edu. Or again, the best way is just to go to benueagles.com, go to staff, and click on Jessica Jelinek, and all her information is there. And she would love to hook you up, and we would love to have you contribute to our athletic program. All right, halftime, 1-1. Step aside, 10 minutes until the second half. We'll talk to you in a bit. So getting ready for the second half. We've got just about 2.5 minutes before the half time action ends. Total shots in the first half, Chicago leads in that category 8-4, but again, shots on goal are just 1-1. Although Antonio Martipolo has been awfully busy. They don't credit him with an official save yet. Chicago with a couple of corners, none for Ben Yu. Maroons have 4 offside calls against him, none for the Eagles. Fouls, 7 for Benedictine, 5 for the Maroons, but again, no cards issued so far. And again, Hugo Gomez from Delgado in the 3rd minute gave Benedictine the lead, and then Carter Romero in the 32nd minute tied it up for top-ranked Chicago. Again, Chicago was 9th in the preseason poll, moved up to 3rd and then won. Ben Yu started at number 16 in the preseason poll, but again, when they lost their opener to North Park 3-0, they were knocked out. And then, of course, they won 4 in a row. Didn't really get any credit for it. Beat Whitworth 2-1 in double overtime here, which was a thriller. Then went on the road and beat Wesleyan 1-0. Knocked off Alma 1-0. Shut out Augustana 4-0. So at that point, you're 4-1. But didn't get back in the top 25. But then lost to North Central here 3-1, and that hurt their chances then, obviously, getting back into the poll. And, of course, beat Lake Forest 4-3. Shut out Concordia Chicago 4-0. You're thinking, all right, all is well. And then that crazy 1-0 loss to Concordia, Wisconsin in overtime 4 days ago. So now it's right the ship and get a little more consistent and get the offense going to where, you know, Capitanos, we've talked about it, 7 assists. He's been in on just about every goal then, really, with 5 goals and 7 assists. But things have been a little too close for comfort with, victories of 1-0, 1-0, a 1-0 loss in overtime. I've got to find a way to get more going offensively. And certainly against a Maroon team that is just pummeling the opponents here offensively this season. 7 goals in a game, 6 goals in a game, etc. The fact it's 1-1, you're pretty happy about, but figured this was a team you might have to outscore. This is one you might have to figure out a way to score 4 in a game. Right now, you're just worried about getting the second. Let's see what happens as the second half is now underway. So Benedictine in the black with possession. Dangerous play there, but rolled front towards Stammer, but eventually Sulka chips it towards Capitanos, but headed out defensively. Nice play by number 12 there. That's Schofield. Chance here for Delgado for Benue, but Maroon's out with it, and Lopez. But that one had too much of a curve on it. Eagles come up and get it. That was Schmucker. Gutierrez. Lopez powers his way through. But then Masi came up, made the play, got run over by Lopez and the foul. Momentary timeout while he puts his shoe back on. So second half just underway. We're a minute in. We started out tonight at 65 degrees. It's crazy. I went to the White Sox game last night. Wanted to get one last crack at an MLB game. Don't think I can afford a Cubs playoff ticket, so I figured maybe that would be my last chance to go to a game. And I go out there, figure, well, when the sun goes down, it'll cool off some. No. And I didn't stay for the whole thing. I normally stay no matter what for all innings of a baseball game, but I was battling a headache and it's hot and sweaty, and I'm like, well, I'll go home. Launched here near side, trying to get the cross. And the header by the defense there, nicely played. I think that was Schmucker who came in with the initial play. And I live within walking distance of Sox Park, and I said, well, I'll just walk home. I checked my phone. Of course, the fact that the Sox gave up a 6-run second inning and it was never really a game didn't help matters, but it was 9:30 at night, and I was walking home in 86-degree weather. In late September. I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. So thankfully, it's 20-some degrees cooler 24 hours later. Beatty enrolled it near side. Get it here to Schofield. The Beatty in. Trying to pinch closer. Oh, nice play again, and boy, got a another Maroon knocking down an Eagle. Well, we had one Maroon get a spike to the chest on that play, and then another one get knocked to the ground. But again, nice job of the defense to eventually disrupt enough, and then drew a foul. I think that was Gomez again for Benue. Got the worst of that. He's got the goal tonight. Yep, it was. Chip here, Capitanos. And he has not had much of an opportunity yet to make something happen. Gutierrez fights through nicely. Chip there. Ooh, needed one more bounce to get through to Capitanos, and it didn't quite get there. That was Delgado. Sulka there. Delgado trying to chip it there, but no chance for Stammer to catch up. Capitanos maybe here. Stammer fighting for a shot. And loses the battle. Good defensive play there by Drablos. Gomez battling defensively there. Coe looks for a cross. Oh, beautiful play, Schmucker to launch it out. Slow them down, make them start over. Capatusto there for them. Near side Schofield again. Well, going to call the foul from behind on Gomez. He got the ball, but he also got Coe, and Coe went down, and they'll whistle the foul. Now the wind definitely has whipped up. It was only about a 10-mile-an-hour wind, but you can see the wind rippling his jersey now. So that's definitely more of a factor here in this second half. Headed out nicely. Launched back in, but Antonio Martipolo is there. Mentioned homecoming at halftime of our homecoming game on the 7th. All our All-Americans will be honored. There's Capitanos on that list of our many All-Americans from last school year. Like the All-Americans from our men's track and field team that finished 4th in the country in the outdoor meet last spring. .38 minutes to go in regulation in a 1-1 tie. And two teams that made the national tourney last year and were over at U of C, trying to get back there again. Boy, was it cold that that weekend. Oh, man. I was out there to broadcast that. It's standing outside and froze my tail off. Well, Sulka was trying to get out of the way, and he got pushed from behind before they could even start the free kick. As he got knocked down from a beating and kicked from behind. This has been a chippy game. Well, to the point where the training staff may have to come out. He already has his right thigh wrapped, as you can see. So clock stopped at 37:32 to go in the match. Second half underway on the women's side at North Central, and Benedictine trailing the Cardinals. They're still 1-0. Cubs still up on the Cardinals, 5-1 in the 8th as they try to clinch. And how nice is it that we can talk about a postseason for the Cubs now almost on a regular basis? I mean, no matter how far they go in the postseason, just to get there now, and the fact that they're always in the hunt, it seems, and have been here for a while, is pretty astonishing. Well, could not connect, and it'll go to the Eagles on the goal kick. Especially when you consider it went from 1945 to 1984 when they were in any kind of postseason at all. Now, what's it, 5 postseasons in the last 10 years, and here another one? Ron Smith back on for Benedictine. Let's see if we can use him and his speed to get something going on the offensive end. Stammer flicks it there towards Capitanos. Chance for Nick maybe to make something happen. Rolled it middle behind Stammer, but he steadies it. Tried to get it through, but the defense, 4-5 white jerseys crowd around. So they do a great job of closing that one off. Headed there by Ortega. Delgado trying to chip it forward. Shots are 8-5 Maroons, but still a 1-1 tie. Maroons here. Headed out by Delgado. And Marty Polo comes to get that before anything bad can happen. 36 minutes to play in regulation. We've already had a few overtimes. Boy, Capitanos and Coe took a tumble. Ortega got in the way there. And a nice little play to end up with it by Benedictine. Stammer going after it, can't get there. Basante Beltran, who made that nice little play a second ago. I haven't called his name a lot tonight. Smith is there. Gary Zhao, number 4. Oh, Smith, well played. And eventually Gutierrez. Chipped it back towards Smith. Oh, but Ron didn't get enough on that one as he tried to get it to Stammer. Back to the Maroons. Schofield. Coe. Now they run out of room. See if they can get a cross here out of all that. Oh, nice little job to squirt that through. But Abedian couldn't get it right on somebody's foot in front, so Schofield has to go back and get it. And now Nate Johnson. Last touched by Delgado or Benyu? No, they'll get it on the throw in after all. But we'll let, I think, Schmucker do it. Well, nobody there, however, so we'll try it again. And it gets launched back out. Well, hopefully these same two teams can play again when there'll be a whole lot more fans. And maybe back at UFC again in the playoffs. From distance, and just a little high into the right there from the foot of Francisco Delgado. .32.5 minutes remain in regulation. Near side, Romero. Nope, didn't get through to him. Well, now it does. Well, chance here. Oh, well played again. Gomez has been so good. And another good play by Hugo, who has our lone goal. And again, yet another good defensive play. Maroons start in a hurry. Chance for a cross here, though. And the header and the goal. Wow. Great execution there and a hard line drive. And they get it to Max Lopez, who gets his 11th of the year. Wow. Well played by the Maroons, and they take the 2-1 lead. Whew. Strike in a hurry. You know, and as impressive as 11 is.
Goal by Chicago from number 10, Matthew Coe.
Well, they gave it to Coe. I actually think it was Lopez, but if that's the truth, I apologize. Again, it's tough to see from all the way up here by the camera. And either way, 2-1 Chicago. But I was going to mention, you know, in the NACC right now, Capitanos not among the league leaders in goals. Well, spin move there by Romero. And from distance, Abedian misses everything on the near side. The 7 assists coming in for Capitanos are second in the conference. But his 5 goals don't even put him, you know, on the first page. Alonzo Fregoso of Marion has 12 right now. 12. Adam Yagmore of Dominican has 8. Braden Andrick, now that's no surprise. Andrick has 8 for MSOE. He's been one of the best in this league forever. Garrett Lee of Edgewood has 8. Muhammad Abshir of Marion with 7. So Marion has a couple players, one with 12 and one with 7 goals. Only Jonathan Arzetta of Dominican with 8 has more assists than Nick Capitanos with his 7, but Nick wants to lead the league in goals. He's going to have to get started, and Capitanos with a nice save there. The Eagles have some work to do offensively. Well, you can see the wind knock that ball down, going from right to left, north to south. We did not have that wind when we started. Coe deflected away. He'll roll it through, but then it goes off of Stacey Ryman, a senior from Alabama, and there's a goal kick, Benedictine. Our women still down at North Central 1-0. They've got about 20 minutes to go. Now, they did give it to Coe from Lopez. Okay. So I apologize for that. Lopez gets the assist. Coe gets the goal. The junior from Santa Monica, California. And a whistle there. So Lopez with 10. And then you've got a bunch of 3s and 2s on their team. Other than that, coming into today, Coe now has 4, so he is all alone in second place. As Romero's goal gives him 3. So that's how it shakes out for the visitors. Of course, on our side, Capitanos with 5. Sulka, Carlos Gallardo, and Eric Stammer with 2 apiece coming into today. The goal by Gomez, his first of the year that we got in the first half. Maroons with a chance again. Oh, but luckily Benny Massi was there to kick it away. But Maroons will try to keep the pressure on. A chance, a header to the net, and it goes in again. Romero gets his second of the day. We told you how they can score in bunches, and we had slowed them down for a while, but now all of a sudden, it's a 3-1 Maroons lead with 27-21 to go. So Romero now has 2 tonight. And a well-executed header there in front of the net. Again, they were to keep that pressure on a beautiful launch from distance, really. And then Romero cut in front, headed it in. That's why that was so difficult to defense. I mean, it was launched in from far away. That'll roll on through, but she kicked away near side to Schofield. I'm starting to see why they're number one in the country. As quality a team as Benue is, a lot of time of possession here for the Maroons, to say the least. It has not been in our offensive end very often. Massey trying to get it there towards Smith. Capitanos can't quite get there as it's knocked away by Ryman. Maroons end up with it anyway. Nice play and a little sliding tackle by Alexis Gutierrez. And that one they cannot save. So goal kick Benedictine. Under 26 minutes to play. Well, again, that's
now subbing in for Benedictine,
why they have
and number 17,
so many goals. And they have only given up 5 goals now all season.
Now subbing in for Chicago, number 16.
They've had 4 wins by 3 goals or more. They might get there in this one as well. But when you come into today outscoring your opponents 29-4, you know you're in trouble if you're Benue, and they almost had another one there, but it's launched up and over everything. But they can keep that pressure on. But again, they had a 7-1 win over St. Norbert, a 6-0 win over Aurora, 4-0 to Knox. So yes, they can score. They beat Elmhurst the other day by the same 3-1 score we have here today. That's their last game. Silka headed it down towards Capitanos. That'll go out for an Eagle throw in. 24 minutes to go. Again, how about our Eagles women just down 1-0 to North Central? Boy, if they get a late goal, tie that thing up, that'd be something. They need a spark to get them going. And we'll have the doubleheader against Edgewood here on Saturday that starts at 4 with the men's game, women at 7. Oh, nice play. But too many black jerseys around that time. And see if Benue can get a counter. Nope, they can't even get control. It's Coe ends up with it. Towards the front of the net. Gutierrez got in the way nicely, and now he's got to have a chance for a counter maybe if Ron Smith can get there, and he does. Beltran, ooh, but he couldn't reconnect with Smith. So back the other way is Nate Johnson. Coe. Well, and again, we just can't get that pass to get us out of this, our defensive end. We'll make contact, disrupt things, but can't get the counter going. Gutierrez tried to take it himself to take care of that, but even that didn't work as Gary Zhao got in the way. And again, we just have not been on the offensive end enough to make Capitanos a factor tonight. Eagle throw in there. 21 and a half minutes to go. Some subs again.
Now subbed in for Benedictine, number 14, Gio Ovalle, and number 29, George Soipan.
So Ovalle and Soipan are in. Ovalle, the senior from Woodstock. Mainstay of last year's team. And just a harmless one from far away from Nate Johnson. Johnson. The Maroons on the rush again. Soipan disrupts. But out of there again by Hugo Gomez. He's definitely been our man of the match tonight. With our lone goal, and again, as I said, a handful of good plays on the defensive end. Middle here for their Capitasto. Battling there is Ben Brandt for them, a freshman from Stevenson High in Lincolnshire, one of their two Illinoisans on the roster for the Maroons. The other one is Panos Vulgaris. He's a sophomore from Champaign University High down there. That went off of Ron Smith. Subs continue. We're down to 18:20 to go.
Sam Barovic and number 21, Bryce Millington.
Well, that was knocked out by Kevin Quigg of the Maroons. Eagles will throw it in. 14 for Ben Yu is Ovalle. Tried to get it down to Capitanos and couldn't. Massey the closest to it. And then keeper is there as well, and we'll just set the block and make sure that goes out untouched, and we'll get the goal kick.
17
minutes to go.
Eric Stammer.
So 17 minutes to go. Stammer back in for the Eagles. Again, can't quite get it to Nick here tonight. With a chance to make anything happen. There is Vulgaris, the other Illinoisan, throwing it in. Sam Borovic there, sophomore, another one from New York, New York. Soipan. Just have not been the offensive end all that often, especially in this half. Maroons have taken control. Of course, Ben, you scored first. 3 in a row by the Maroons since, and maybe another here. They set something up. They have room for a cross. Oh, nice play, though, to slide and kick that one away. Matter of fact, to the point where it was kicked off of the Maroon players, so it's going to be the goal kick and not the corner. So good play.
For Chicago, number 7, Tommy Tenuta.
I think that was Schmucker. You had Massey there first, but then it was Schmucker, I think, who came and helped, and he's the one who had the sliding tackle to knock it out off of the white jersey. Yeah, it was. Johnson put it up top. Now inside 15 minutes to go. Boy, Ben, you would dearly love to get a rush going and get one in, make it a one-goal game and make it interesting for the final few minutes. But we have had trouble at that end. And our women's team continues to trail, but just 1-0 to North Central. As they're in the closing minutes of that game. They've been outshot 10-4, but done a nice job. As far as shots on goal, 10-4. Overall shots, 16-5, but they're hanging in that one. Soipan. Pretty good battle up there, but Maroons end up with it. Here they come yet again. It's Gio Ovalle there defensively. They get by him now, though, but Soipan deflects. Nice little chip there towards Capitanos. Here he comes on the offensive end with a rush. Launches it towards Stammer. Ooh, close. Booted out of there by Tenuta, but it does create our first corner kick of the night. So again, when things get on the foot of number 7, things can happen. It's just taken us all day to get it there. And he had to finally get a hold of it on the defensive end. Carry it front, make something happen. See, we've got our first corner. Well, with 12:53 to go on a running clock, we're going to make a couple of subs, and the man who was going to loft in that one from the corner is being taken out, and he's not too happy about it. We're bringing a sub to do it anyway.
Now subbing for Benedictine, number 28, Elber Haro, and number 35, Antonio Stanislaw.
Capitanos. Boy, he got hauled down. Soipan. Stanislaw was the one to launch it in. He's got it here. Keeps it on his foot. And down he goes, and a whistle. And Ben Hugh with a chance here. So we're going to get the PK on the foul in the box. And see if we can make it a one-goal game with 12:21 to play in regulation. Oh, Capitanos is denied. Oh, that's how this game has gone. Keep it in play. And launch that one to the net. Headed away by a defender. Launch that one up and over. Boy, give Bonin credit. Bonin got a hand on it. It hit the far post. Eagles had another chance at it, but they could not finish. So Capitanos, again, the All-American has the PK, but he cannot put it in. He went low, and that gave Bonin a chance. You guessed right, went low, because it's tougher to go high anyway. Ended up making the play. Boy, Capitanos not denied in too many PKs either. But that's a big one there. To keep it a 3-1 match. With now 11 and a half minutes to go. And again, Benue has had precious few opportunities here. When you get them, you have to cash in. Did not there. Chance here, maybe Stammer. Capitanos on the run. Keeper coming out, and Bonin will cover up before Capitanos can do anything with it. And Bonin's not been all that busy here tonight, but after kind of a lull, he comes up with a huge save on a penalty kick. Tipped it off the post and did his job. Well, dangerous here. Did a nice job to connect on a few passes, get out of trouble. But Ovalle gets in the way. Rolls it middle Soipan. Finds help again. Gomez. Stammer rolled it back. Soipan. Sulka ends up going out for a Chicago throw-in. Under 10 minutes to go now. Still 1-0. Our women trailing North Central. About 6 minutes to go in that one. Battle up there. Then you're trying to restart here, and it's taken quite a while. Longer than they wanted, that's for sure. But they get the free kick, closing in on 9 minutes to go, though, in regulation. Well, it was headed by the Maroons, but it goes all the way out, so Eagles get a throw in. Ovalle to do it. But a sub first.
Now subbing in for Benedictine, number 8, Yair Ortega.
Yair Ortega comes in. Oh, chance at the 18 from Stammer, but he couldn't quite head it to Capitanos. Soipan tried to get it to Capitanos and couldn't. Masi. Gomez. Ovalle back. Gomez can't save it. 8:20 to go. And Gomez continues to be busy and guards that one all the way out, although looks like he might be hurt. Well, we had a lot of contact in this match. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm surprised there really haven't been any cards. Now he's holding his head. I don't know if he got grabbed from behind. It's hard to tell again from up here. Again, he was just trying to guard the ball, let it go out for the goal kick, Gomez. And the training staff's going to come all the way out and take a look. I don't know if there was a kind of a clutch and grab and it got an ear raked or who knows, but they'll have to attend to him here. Well, he's up now and out. And he was technically with Bryce Millington there, a 6'1" freshman from West Orange, New Jersey, of the Maroons. But after a long, tough, heck of a match there for Hugo Gomez, the senior from Chicago, is coming out.
Now subbed in for Benedictine, number 3, Daniel Orlick.
So Daniel Orlick is in, sophomore from Valparaiso for Ben U for the final 7:53 of the match. 3-1 Maroons. Nope, cannot connect on that one. So with their 3 goals tonight, that's 32. So they have outscored their opponents, because we have 1 tonight. They've outscored their opponents 32-5 on the season. Hence, number 1 in the nation, and we're finding out why. I still think we're a top 25 team, and the scary thing is, this is going to be our 4th loss, so you're never going to be in the top 25. But again, by the end of the year, the Eagles will be right there again in the postseason. The chance to advance, but it's been a tough schedule and some tough results. Soypan is out.
Now subbed in for Benedictine, number 13, Francisco Delgado.
Delgado's back in, as we're under 7 minutes to play in regulation. Maroons end up with it again. Headed down by Ovalle. Sulka to get there. Well, even Sulka has not been much of a factor. But again, we just have not had the ball on the offensive end for those guys to be factors. Well, Ovalle tried to jump in front. They call him for a little contact and a foul. This will be launched in by Borovic. And Antonio Martipolo cleans that one up. Shots are 15-8 Chicago. Shots on goal 4-2 Chicago. Each keeper credited with a save. That by Stammer. 4 offsides for the Maroons, none for Benedictine. Fouls are even at 11 apiece. No cards. Corners, 2-1 Chicago. Sulka try to give it right back there on the near side, but again, no chance to get it. Delgado. Coming up on 5 minutes. Now that women's game is over, so North Central beats Ben U by a score of 1-0, but that's still good performance by our ladies. But again, they've hardly been at home at all. And we'll have them at home on Saturday against Edgewood. Our men part of that doubleheader as well. So the Maroons on the rush once more. Good speed by number 7, Tenuta. Capitanos knocked it off a defender, and Trying to launch it out of harm's way there and get something going. Trying to bounce that to Selka, but it didn't get through. Chance here, maybe. Delgado to Sulka. Nicely done. Oh, El Valle had that one. Knocked right back out of the box. Under 4 minutes now. So Maroon's about to go to 9-0. And again, at last report, their women were 9-0. That's pretty good. And Ovalle knocks it out. Oh, well played. Delgado. Now nobody home in the middle with a white jersey there, so Masi will clean that up. And didn't get it through to Selka. So here come the Maroons again. Just can't get them out of this end of the field. And Tenuta. Well, we got a piece of that. This team, they're going to be tough to beat in this year's postseason. Of course, it was a shock when they were knocked out last year, but I would say much less of a chance of that happening this year. That's a nicely played ball, but Benyu gets there to knock it away. Two and a half minutes. Foul on the Maroons. A little takedown there after a nice defensive play. Capitano's had it go off his chest. Couldn't get it through to Sulka. And just followed that one all the way to the keeper with under 2 minutes to go now. Well, ninth inning, Cubs lead the Cardinals 5-1. Cubs batting. But yeah, for Marion, Alonso Fregoso, 12 goals. And how about enough assists to go? He has 27 points already. Fregoso of Marion. Oh, man. Capitanos' 17 was impressive, but he's got a long way to go if he's going to lead this league in scoring this year. Wow. Of course, only have
1 minute remaining.
More offensive opportunities will come for Nick in the conference than it has here of late. 1 minute to go. That'll hug the near touch line and stay in. Well, it's a tough decision there for Orlick of Benyu. You need to get the ball back. You can't just let it roll and have time go off. So he tried to make something happen, but Maroons end up with it. Now Benyu trying to clear the side again, but cannot. 17 seconds. One last rush at it. But that'll miss everything, and that will go
10,
out.
9,
And that'll be that.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There's your final. Chicago, number 1 in the country, and they show it tonight. They beat Benedictine by a score of 3-1.
Final, Chicago 3 and your Eagles 1. The men's
So
soccer team
congrats
is
to the
back in
Maroons.
action Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. against Edgewood. We'll look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for coming tonight and enjoy the rest of your evening.
So again, Benedictine scored first, and it was in the 3rd minute. Hugo Gomez from Francisco Delgado in a scrum in front of the net. We took the early lead and held a 1-0 lead for quite a while, almost a half an hour. But then on the 32nd minute, Carter Romero would tally. So tied at 1, and it stayed that way for almost a half an hour. But then in the 59th minute, Matthew Coe from Max Lopez. The header, he puts it in, gives them the lead, and then Romero from Abedian puts it home in the 63rd minute. And that was the scoring for tonight. Shots 15-8 Chicago. Shots on goal 4-2 Chicago. They had 2 corners to our 1. And again, saves for the keepers, basically just only credited for 1 apiece tonight. But again, kind of a strange record for Ben U, 6-4. Pretty good team to be 6-4 right now. They're 1-1 in the league. And Chicago now undefeated at 9-0, still number 1 in the nation. So we'll take a couple days off. We'll come back, get you a soccer doubleheader coming up against Edgewood. We started at 4 o'clock, so games at 4 and at 7 on Saturday against Edgewood. Doubleheader in soccer coming your way on Saturday. I will talk to you then. Have a good night.